What is going on, fantasy people? It is your boy John here with the catch to bring you another mock draft. Today we have got a 8-man league. We have got PPR scoring format. It's August, guys. Not only is it is August 5th. That is 5 days into the month of August, making it almost September, the official month of football. I am stoked. I know all of you are super stoked as well. So while you are here, if this is helpful, if this is useful, if this is enjoyable, if this is just a good time to laugh at a loser like me running mock drafts on his computer for people who may not care at all, go ahead and hit that like button down below, as it really does help, as all of you out there understand, and go ahead and subscribe for more future content like this, as well as our annual The Catch podcast. And let me know in the comments down below what will be more useful, what will be more helpful for you guys in terms of these mock drafts. And please let me know, what am I doing that you do not like? What players am I drafting that you do not like? And all of that good fun business. You guys know what to do. Let's get going as we see Dalvin Cook, number 1 off the board before run CMC. So I do think in terms of an 8-man league, it is very important to pick the best players available. Interesting run. We got Alvin Kamara, number 2 off the board. No way Reynolds does not pick CMC. But I do think you need, in an 8-man league, you got to target the running back position, but you still got to target the receiver position, the tight end, the QB. I mean, the challenge of an 8-man league is there's going to be a lot of good players available at all times, even past the draft, right? And you have to figure out what are the best players to be consistently playing. There might be 5 guys on the waiver wire who are starting in 12-man leagues and 14-man leagues, and you might have to consider dropping someone who's also starting in 12-man and 14-man leagues to pick up one of those waiver wire targets. So, well, I do believe that drafting, you may come out with a stronger team consistently in an 8-man league. There is still a unique challenge to 8-man leagues. So we finally have seen CMC off the board at pick number 4. So with, I did not mention my pick is number 6 overall, as looks like the auto drafter is going to get Jonathan Taylor, who we've been seeing kind of slip out a little bit. So yeah, he did get him. I will go ahead and pick up big bad feed me Ezekiel Elliott right here. I do think that the Cowboys are going to have a good year this year, barring any injuries, as we see Saquon and Nick Chubb off the board. I'm a little torn here. I think I'm probably going receiver, if not tight end. And let's see, there goes Tyreek Hill. And we've got Kelsey. I was definitely considering picking Kelsey. So I do like the selection of Diggs here, but I also really like Aaron Jones. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to not go by my typical load up at running back kind of strategy. I'm going to just kind of draft the best players and see what we end up with. Alrighty. Sorry, guys. A little thirsty today, it appears. So we got Travis Kelsey. Tyreek Hill was our first receiver off the board, with myself selecting Diggs second. So we've got a sure number 1 receiver, and we've got a sure number 1 running back. So I am going to be... Ooh, what's going on with my boy Darren Waller? Is it going to tell us? Looks like he is now listed as questionable. Probably nothing, especially with... this term or this part of training camp, you're going to see a lot of players popping up as questionable, but always important to be monitoring those injuries on players that you're high on as the month of August continues to progress. So I'll tell you a guy I'd really like to get with pick number 22 in an 8-man league, big bad Patty Mahomes. So we'll see what happens here, but that will definitely be a big target for me, as we see Antonio Gibson of the Washington football team off the board. These, well, we got a couple auto picks in here. Looks like 3 teams, but looks like those who are actively drafting or thinking about their selections as well. So, Calvin Ridley off the board. Let me go ahead and change that. And Devontae Adams was someone I was considering taking when I did select Stephon Diggs. Looks like I do have two players already with a bye week of week 7, so something for myself to monitor as this draft progresses. Do not want to be picking every single player with the same bye week, but like I said, if you have to forfeit a loss in the middle of your season, but it means that you all around got the best squad available, then you don't have to go perfect in fantasy. As a matter of fact, you can have a relatively bad regular season. It might be a little bit more stressful, but all that matters is that you make it to the playoffs and you got a chance to compete, right? So if you have to forfeit a week due to your 3 or 4 best players being on bye week at the same time, well, there might be good selections on the waiver wire that week, and you could probably still survive. So let's see. Patty Mahomes is still my number one target, especially with this snake style, which most drafts are. I'm still going to get a good selection at 27, whether it be at the running back position, the receiver position, or even the tight end position. Who I don't think I'm going to be going tight end here, as we've seen that top tier, top 2 in my opinion, are really the only guys to be targeting. I've already seen them go, but I will tell you, I really like Najee Harris here. I really, really do. And I have a strong feeling one of these two guys is going to pair Patty Mahomes with one of these Kansas City players. But I'm going to go with my gut. What I talk about all the time, right? Go with your gut, right? Just close your eyes, make the selection, don't think about it. Pick a Najee Harris. Let's see, as we see Hopkins, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Do not tell me you're not selecting Patty Mahomes here if you've already got, let's see, Tyreek Hill and Edwards-Helaire. I mean, you're putting a lot of tokens in one basket, but that is a damn good basket to be putting your tokens in, as my boy Gilla does select Patty Mahomes. So I had a strong assumption that he was going to fall there, but here there's a couple things you can go with, right? I think that the second tier quarterbacks is going to last. We will find out. So I'm going to go skill position again. And I think for me, it's between Terry McLaurin as well as Keenan Allen. Although I really like David Montgomery here, but I'm shoring up. You know what? I'm going. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that was, I was going to shore up the running back position, but I'm happy with Terry McLaurin there as well. So, sorry guys, got a little excited, got a little distracted there, but I'll take Terry McLaurin. We've got 2 great running backs, 2 good receivers. I will say from here on out, the receiver position is not what I will be going after, as I do believe there's going to be plenty of value in late rounds. So our number one position we're looking for right now is quarterback. We like these guys. We like these 3 guys. They are going to have very good years. As we see David Montgomery go off the board, and that is who I was going to get, my gut feeling, and just going ahead and adding that 3rd running back and having 3 number 1 running backs is actually realistically what I would probably do with that pick. But we're not going to get too upset with a great receiver like Terry McLaurin taken off the board. As we see Lamar Jackson get off the board, and which is creating some sweat for myself, as we know that we are targeting the quarterback position after skipping out and selecting Najee Harris, which I don't think in the end we're going to regret, as we see a running back in Travis Etienne off the board, as well as George Kittle off the board at the tight end position. Another thing to kind of keep in mind with these 8-man leagues and 8-man mock drafts is they are going to move a little bit faster than 10-plus leagues. Far less selections. So you've really got to be on top of your game, really got to be paying attention to what is happening, as we're seeing a little bit of a run on receivers. One selection here. So we know that one of these 2 teams picking in between us has a QB already. So I am not going to pick a quarterback here. It's between, there's a lot of good receivers available, right? There's a lot of them. But I'm going to pick Chris Carson because I do think as long as he stays healthy, he's going to have a great year. What is up with my bye weeks at week 7 and week 9? Oh my gosh, I went on my whole soapbox about bye weeks not being that important, and now I'm starting to sweat. But anyways, we are now going to shore up what I believe will be the selection of Kyler Murray, as Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have been taken by the two teams selecting before me. But you never know. There are teams out there who want two quarterbacks and want two solid quarterbacks on their team. So don't always be sure that if a team already has a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen, that they're not going to turn around and steal a Kyler Murray from you. You know what I'm saying? As we see Josh Jacobs off the board, and keep in mind we're not drafting in terms of super flex leagues, but if you play in a super flex league, and someone has Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen on their board, don't be sure at all that that same team's not going to pick a quarterback. So Kyler Murray's my guy on this squad, and from here on out, we're going to start looking at some tight ends, and we're going to be drafting running backs and receivers until this draft is over, as TJ Hawkinson has been selected. So at this point, for myself, Mark Andrews, Robert Tonyan, and Mike Gesicki are my top targets at that position, as Mark Andrews would be the highest rated one. But I do like my guy Robert Woods at this value. I like Julio Jones. I like me some DJ Moore and some Tyler Lockett and some Adam Thielen. So we will be kind of just sitting back here, and we're going to go ahead and see what happens, as we've seen a little bit of a run at the QB and tight end position here in round 6. I do like this initial roster that we've started here. Three very good running backs, but two powerhouse running backs, Ezekiel Elliott and Najee Harris. As long as Chris Carson stays healthy, that is a lot of touches, a lot of goal line touches. Definitely what you want, regardless of PPR standard, right? I mean, touchdowns reign supreme in both scoring settings. So, Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin, two sure number one receivers. Really, no question. There are other good receivers on both of those squads, but those are your number one guys, right? No doubt about it. So Kyler Murray, I think he's going to have, I actually think he's going to have a better year than last year. I think we've seen him at his most comfortable, state last year, and I think that's only going to improve as we see Ronald Jones taken at the top of round 7, someone I've been pretty heavily targeting in a lot of leagues. So you guys know, if you have watched any of my previous mock drafts, that I do like that running back position, as many fantasy football players out there do like and do want to solidify, and it tends to be a thinner position than most. But man, big Julio Jones is on the board. That is a pick that I would not mind making. And I do like Adam Thielen and what we know he can do in the red zone, and I like DJ Moore a whole lot here. So a lot of decisions to make. As Mark Andrews got taken, I am taking the upside. I am taking the Julio Jones. I don't know if everyone or anyone has ever said his name like that, but I did it, and I don't care. Julio Jones is a baller. He is a future Hall of Famer, and he is on my team in this mock draft. So let's go. So at this point, I do feel comfortable diverting away from the receiver position, and we are going to be targeting Mike Davis, who I believe is a lock for the number one position, or number one running back in that backfield. But I do like Kareem Hunt a whole lot here. My problem with drafting Kareem Hunt, who my co-host Steven for our annual The Catch podcast will strongly disagree with, as he is very, very high on Kareem Hunt this year. I'm worried about selecting Kareem Hunt in the sense that I think you're kind of hoping for Nick Chubb to either see some regression or see regression in terms of getting injured or being a little banged up and missing some games. But do not get me wrong, Kareem Hunt is going to be utilized in that offense a lot, and I do like the value a whole lot here in round 8. But I'm going to take Mike Davis, as I do believe he is a sure number one running back. And now at this point, you guys know I am big at the tight end position in my personal fantasy football league, or at least one of the ones that I play in. actually most of the ones I play in at this point, you can flex a tight end at that flex position at the receiver, running back, and tight end selection. So I am going to go ahead and be targeting big Robert Tonyan in this coming round. But I like James Robinson. Let me know in the comments down below. I said this in the last mock draft I did. What do you think of the Jacksonville Jaguars running back situation? Who are you targeting? And while you're at it, let me know what you think of the Las Vegas Raiders running back situation. Who you're targeting, Josh Jacobs or Kenyon Drake? I am interested to know. And if you have found this mock draft in any way useful, helpful, entertaining, or just plain sad, go ahead and smash that like button down below. Like I said, leave me some comments down below. Leave some comments for my co-host Steven. Go check out our annual The Catch podcast. I keep wanting to catch it, The Podcast Catch. Or keep wanting to call it The Podcast Catch, which makes no sense. Apparently, I'm talking too quick. So let's hone in here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, and please consider subscribing for more future content like this. Anyways, you guys know how all of it works. So, I may see who's available here. Wow, there are some good players here. You know what? I'm doing it for my co-host Steven. I like all of these players. I'm doing it for you, Steven. Whenever you see this, I did it for you, bro. Picking Kareem Hunt here. I do like the upside value there at the running back position, and I'm just gonna hope. And I do think one of these tight ends will slip through, as we have seen one go. And I like that selection right there. I think it was an auto pick. Oh no, it wasn't. Of James Robinson. So lots of good players coming and going here in this 8-man mock draft. As we see DJ Moore off the board. So I am going against the grain. I am picking Myles Gaskin. I am doing exactly what I told you guys I was not doing. And just look at these running backs now, right? 3 running backs in a row. Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt, Myles Gaskin. Lots of upside, lots of opportunity for some additional number 1 running backs on top of the 3 that we have already selected. And I still think we're going to get a lot of good value at the tight end position. And Julio Jones is on my bench. Let's go. I know it's an 8-man league. I know it's a little bit easier. I know the roster overall coming out of the draft is going to look stronger as opposed to 10-plus man leagues. But nonetheless, I am happy thus far with this draft. Just looking at this dude Gill's draft, he's got a pretty solid squad. Look at that. If the Chiefs are having just a solid game, which they're going to have plenty of this year, whew. Yeah, I mean, if you're in an 8-man league, you got to consider stacking some of the Green Bay offense, stacking some of the Tampa Bay offense, stacking some of the Kansas City offense. There are going to be some good offenses out there this year, as there is every year. But like I said, I am still very, very happy with how this team is coming out, regardless of me stacking any of those, crazy offenses. But I really do like the. I don't think I need another run. I don't think Yahoo lets you draft more than 6 running backs. So we are tapped out at the running back position. So from here on out, I would like to actually. That's the thing in 8-man leagues. I am a little opposed. If you don't get one of those top 2 tight ends, Waller or Kelsey, I think you can wait to the later rounds and get some very, very good value. So. Robert Tonyan, if you guys have watched any of my previous videos, you already know that is one of my top targets, and I'm going to go ahead and select him. I want to go and shirt up. I want to get it over with. I'm very happy with the rest of my roster. There are some very good players available here, including some good, backup quarterbacks. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, I want to do it. I'm going to do it because why not? And my next 2 targets for the rest of this draft now truly are Robert Tonyan as well as Mike Gesicki. And I did like, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers there. But kind of my thought process, what I've just been talking about, right, is trying to pair two of those Green Bay players. So I am going to be shooting for the selection of Robert Tonyan at the tight end position here. And there we go. So now those weeks where maybe Kyler's going up against a very good defense and Aaron Rodgers and company are going up against, let's say, the Detroit Lions defense. Well, we know we can start Robert Tonyan and we can look at our bench and we can start Aaron frickin' Rodgers. So that is good news for us. A lot of people out there do not like this Miami Dolphins offense. They think there's no hope for Tua, and they think that there are too many targets. And they think that these very good numbers that Mike Gesicki put up last year at the tight end position are going to see a lot of regression, mainly attributed to poor play by Tua, but also a lot more targets in that offense. I am of the understanding that I believe, that Mike Gesicki is going to have a very good year and be opened up a little bit more, and defenses aren't going to necessarily be able to give so much attention to that tight end position because you're going to have Waddle running all over that field. You're going to have Will Fuller running all over that field. You're going to have Devontae Parker in the slot. So I think especially in the red zone this year, Mike Gesicki is going to have a lot of targets, and that is something that I am excited about as we're about to see 3 auto drafts off the board, and then I am hopefully going to be selecting my main target here, Mike Gesicki, although many would argue that I need another receiver. So if I personally played in an 8-man league, which I do not, then I would probably in almost every draft forfeit a kicker and just pick a sure receiver here and that second tight end, which very well may be what I do here. But like I said, kind of in a previous video, I do want to make sure that I am kind of staying, not going against the grain, and that I am doing a mock draft that is a little bit more helpful. But I'm telling you, being able to go out and get another receiver here is probably more beneficial than getting a kicker. And that is what I am strongly considering with my boy DJ Chark available, my boy Brandon Cooks available, my boy Will Fuller available. And I think there's some good defenses available, but I think you get kind of the same value from a lot of these guys. So why not take a sneaky value in a guy that you really believe in, like I do, and a Jerry Jeudy? Sometimes get a player that just feels right. Go with your gut feeling. That's something that I talk about in a lot of these videos. So a lot of good receivers available there. I am going to have to forfeit a kicker, which I am okay with if you know me. And now my top 2 targets, Indy defense, Miami defense, and then I would put New England and then the New Orleans defense. But my personal opinion, don't stress out about the defense position or the kicker position. Waiver wire is there for a reason, baby. So we know that we're going to get a defense and that we have forfeited a kicker. So we will go ahead and go over this team. After a sip of water, brought to you by your boy John with the catch. So at the quarterback position, we not only snagged Kyler Murray, but we added later on Aaron Rodgers. So we have 2 number 1 starting quarterbacks, 2 of the best in the business. Very, very happy with that late Aaron Rodgers selection, which kind of gives us some flexibility, like I said, in weeks where Kyler is going up against better defenses. And I think it's also going to help with who we got at the tight end position and Robert Tonyan, being able to pair Aaron Rodgers together with Tonyan in certain weeks. And also at the tight end position, we went out and got Mike Gesicki, who you just heard me talk about in that Miami offense. So 2 very good quarterbacks, 2 very good tight ends, in my opinion. No need to stress early at the tight end position and still get 2 very good players. At the receiver position, we have got the man in Buffalo, Stephon Diggs. And I will go and take a pause to select. Oh, and see, the defense didn't really work out. I'm actually going to, let's see here. Yep, we'll just go ahead and take New Orleans, right? We can stream against bad offenses, no reason to stress. But at the receiver position outside of Stephon Diggs, we did select Terry McLaurin, and I would like to make a little asterisk that I could have taken David Montgomery there. So like I have explained in previous videos, always keep note of who else was available that you liked when you are conducting these mock drafts, so you can kind of give yourself a picture of what your team could have been at the receiver position, what it could have been at the running back position. If you do have regrets at specific positions moving towards the end of your draft. So I did go ahead and shore up the receiver position with Julio Jones and then Jerry Jeudy pretty late on. So for myself, who does not draft too entirely heavy at the receiver position, even in PPR leagues, I'm actually very, very happy with those 4 receivers, and I think it did work in our favor getting a Terry McLaurin a little bit earlier, as at the running back position early on, we got Ezekiel Elliott and Najee Harris. 2 people are going to get a lot of freaking touches this year. And we were still able to go out and get Chris Carson, Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt, and Myles Gaskin. So, in my opinion, we got 2 other sure number 1 running backs as long as Chris Carson can stay healthy. And, Mike Davis in Atlanta as well. And then 2 very good upside running backs. Myles Gaskin could take off, come full circle this year, and be the lead back in Miami. And I think that he has a very good shot of doing that, which we've already seen a fair amount of what he can do. It's just kind of the question of seeing it come full circle and seeing him play a full season as well. And then we've got Kareem Hunt, who is, I would say, the best handcuff situation in all of fantasy football, and someone that we know who is going to be utilized very heavily in that offense. But like I said, don't make that selection assuming he is as valuable as Nick Chubb, who I believe, in my personal opinion, is the number 1 running back in that backfield, and Kareem Hunt just a hair behind him. But how could you not utilize both of these guys, right? I'm not going to hate on even reaching for Kareem Hunt. If you have faith in it, go for it. So overall, I did forfeit a kicker. We went with that Jerry Jeudy pick, and we did get a defense who I do like, but maybe not my favorite defense. But regardless, I think that this 8-man mock draft, I think it went very well. Let me know in the comments down below if you disagree. Let me know what you think I should have done, what I could have done, etc., etc. Hit that like button while you're down there. Subscribe for more future content like this so I can keep helping out all of you beautiful fantasy people out there. I know there are many of us just itching for that regular NFL season as it is just approaching and approaching. I'm here for you. My co-host Steven is here for you. We will be putting out we'll be putting out many more mock drafts as well as joint mock drafts that we do together. Tune in for our annual The Catch podcast as well. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you here at The Catch. Thank you for watching. And remember, you saw it here on The Catch.